I'm Eliana Raggio. I'm going to be your moderator today, and today's webinar, of course, is being presented by DealerOn. Now, for those of you who don't know, DealerOn is an award-winning website development company and digital agency, and we're best known for our search engine optimization, our best-in-class customer service, and our award-winning websites. Recently at NADA, DealerOn received the Best in Show award for website design from Dealer Marketing Magazine. DealerOn was named the top-rated website provider by Driving Sales in 2012 and 2013, and DealerOn customers have been winners of the Spring and Fall Digital Dealer Website Excellence Awards, highly coveted overall winner 4 times in a row. We're the only company that can claim that. Now, we also want you to know that we are so committed to lead conversion, optimization, and customer service that we're the only company in the industry to offer a money-back lead guarantee program. So ask yourself, does your website company guarantee you leads? Well, then maybe you should check us out at DealerOn.com. And we have a great show in store for you today. We're very pleased to have Grant Cardone as our presenter today. Grant Cardone started in the auto industry at age 23, and within 2 years was in the top 1% of car sales. Within the next 10 years, he's become an industry name. Today, you either know Grant, heard of him, or you are brand new to the business. Grant has been talking about the importance of giving customers information, transparency, and full disclosure long before customer satisfaction was even a term. He and his companies were first to market the e-pencil, a design tool used by sales managers, internet departments, and BDCs to provide customers with information, choices, and comparisons. It has proven almost impossible for most to segue from the auto industry into other verticals, but Grant has done so with ease. Grant has not only positively influenced the auto industry, he is also sharing his expertise with other industries such as boats, RVs, furniture, banks, and retail stores, and using his sales approaches. Most notably, Grant Cardone is also a New York Times best-selling author, host of his own radio show, The Cardone Zone, and executive producer of TV's Turnaround King and a brand new series, Whatever It Takes. The Cardone Zone and executive producer of Turnaround. Grant shares his techniques and organizations with companies such as Morgan Stanley, Google, and even the U.S. Army. And you can find out more about him and everything he's up to at www.grantcardone.com. Now, during the presentation, if you have any questions, please use the question feature located on the corner of your screen to submit them. For our live studio audience, we are going to be taking questions from you as well. Just let me know, come up to me, and I'll hand this microphone over to you right away. And don't forget, a link to download a copy of this presentation will also be available to you at DealerOn.com. You just go to DealerOn.com and select On Demand Webinars. And there you'll be able to download this presentation. And guess what? DealerOn and our good friends at the Cardone Enterprises are giving away fantastic prizes today. You'll see a ton of 10X rule books all over the place. All you have to do is get scanned by one of our good people here at the booth, and you are more than welcome to walk away with one of those books for our online audience. We are also giving away 5 autographed copies of the same book to you as well. All you have to do is wait till after the presentation and fill out the survey, and 5 of you will be randomly selected to also win an autographed copy of the 10X rule. Now let's get started. Woo! Let's learn the MORE formula with Grant Cardone.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Okay, so I want to talk to you about a very simple formula called MORE. And I didn't discover this until after the automobile business, after the retail experience I had in automotive, when I was interested in crossing over to other verticals, okay? So particularly in 2008, when things got very, very difficult, I realized that I had been dependent upon one vertical, automotive. And that was a mistake for me. And I think it's a mistake for a lot of people in this room, whether you're advertising, whether you're calling, whether you're following up, that you target a zip code, you lock into one little tiny channel or vertical, when the truth is you should be making yourself known everywhere, not just in one space. There was a time when you were target to a zip code, but the truth is, today you want everybody talking about you. Would you agree with that? If you go to that blackjack table out there, do you want more or less? You're winning. Do you want more or less? Let's find out where you really live right now, okay? How many of you out there, you're winning, you're up. I mean, you're freaking torching it. You can't lose. You're literally you're in a position where you're hitting 19s and getting a 2. It's crazy stuff. You're in the zone. Tell me you don't want more. Tell me every bet you make and you win and you blackjack on, no matter the size of that bet, the first thing you think is, wow, that was good. The second thing you think is, I wish I had it all in. I wish I had more money bet, okay? Every month you've ever had, no matter how good that month was, if you're a leader, if you're somebody hungry here, by the time that month was over, you didn't even finish your books up good, and you're like, man, I wonder if we could have got another 10 or 15 units. The concept is about more, okay? When I write a book, okay, these 4 books that I've written in the last 5 years, I want to sell more of them, not less of them. Okay? There's a lot of people that work in your organization that are confused about the concept of more. They're actually confused about it. They don't know how to get more. They actually think they can't get more because somebody else is getting it. If John goes out and sells a book, it doesn't cost me a book sale. Would you agree? He can't take a book sale from me. It's impossible. It's literally impossible for him to take a book sale from me. Any more than you can take a car sale from me. See, if I settle on more, if I settle that I can't get more, that you've taken something from me, I can't get creative enough to consider this concept of more. And this is a very confused thing in middle class America today, because most people think they can't get more. So this is what they do. When they fail after a number of times with this idea that I'm going to get more, everybody does it. I want to go get more. And then they fail a number of times. What they do is they start making up reasons why they shouldn't have more. You have people in your organization right now that actually think more is a bad thing. They've told themselves this so many times now that they say things like this. Oh, I'm doing good anyway. I'm all good. I'm good. I'm good. I can live on this money. I'm not greedy. Anybody that wants more is really a greedy person. If you're a leader or a manager in this room, you probably have people ask you that. When are you ever going to be satisfied? When's enough enough? Maybe your spouse asked you that before. When's enough enough? The woman that I'm married to today has never in 11 years asked me that question. Never. She is all in on more. More of, you can imagine it. My wife is saying yes. She likes it. She likes the idea of more purses, more home, more travel, more freedom, more time, more kids, more money. How many of you like that idea? This is about more, okay? How many of you'd like to have a simple formula to know how to get exactly what you want, when you want it, and to stack it? Good. The more formula, all right? This is to help you get more of the things you want. Why is more important? The reason more is important is because the only people that don't think it's good, the only people that think more is a bad thing, the only people that think more is maybe a bad concept are people that don't have enough. The only people that will ever challenge you on this concept of more, on the concept of stacking something, getting more of it, going horizontal as well as vertical, as high and as wide as you can, the only people that will challenge that, are people that don't have enough. In every case, somebody comes up to you, man, when are you going to ever be satisfied? That guy doesn't have enough and he hadn't found out yet. That guy will find out later, oh my gosh, I don't have enough. The entire middle class of America is getting crushed with this concept right now. The middle class of America is failing because it doesn't go for more. It goes for the leftovers. And the truth is, folks, there's really not 3 classes in this country. There's not a poor, a middle class, and a wealthy. There's really just this: poor people and wealthy people. If you look at any wealth distribution in the United States, it's not a redistribution. If you know it's happening every 15 years, it's not a redistribution, and it's certainly not a conspiracy. It's something you can count on. How many think you'll have another Lehman collapse in your lifetime? How many believe that? So look, when that happens 12 years from now, or 7 years from now, or 5 years from now, or whenever it happens, how many of you also believe it'll be uglier than the Lehman collapse? When it happens 5 years, 7 years, 12 years, 15 years, remember, you sat here in Las Vegas and said, you made a decision knowing it would happen again. That's not a redistribution, and it's not a conspiracy. It's a calculated decision for you to be anesthetized to the reality of the situation. You didn't go get more, because the only thing that can protect you against another collapse is what? It's more. You have 3 choices in every decision you make in your life. It's so simple. So simple. 3 decisions in your life. For me, simple is the best thing I can deal with. If it's simple, I can hold it, understand it, and execute on it. If it's complicated, I don't know what to do with it, man. It needs to be like a hammer and a nail. You don't have to explain to me a hammer and a nail. I see the hammer, I see the nail. I know which one I'm supposed to pick up. I know what I'm supposed to hit. I don't have to be a genius to get a nail into a board. I need to be good to do it fast, right? So I got to keep it simple. Every decision you make in your life, every single decision you make in your life is for one of three things: more, less, or the same. More, less, or the same. Every decision your sales managers make, your finance managers make, your salespeople, your service people, your leadership, your owner, every single decision in your household, more, less, or the same. How many of you have kids? How many of you have kids here? Good. Your kids, what decision do they make?
More.
They don't know anything about same or less. Give them a piece of gum, they're going to want another piece. Give them 2 pieces of gum, they're going to want 10 pieces. Once they find out there's actually billions of pieces of gum on planet Earth, they're going to be like, shit, I want 1 billion. They can't even count good. Kids don't even make it to 10 before they learn 1 million now. Like my little daughter's like 1, 2, 3, 100 million. I taught her that. I'm like, skip all those little numbers, baby. Get to the big stuff quick. Just skip over the little numbers. They're dumb numbers, okay? That's for your little kindergarten communist friends. So check it out. More, you got 3 choices. What are they? Simple, man. It's so simple. Every decision. I'm on a phone. I'm getting ready to make phone calls, okay? I want to make phone calls because I want to get a book published. I'm going to make this decision. Do I want to make more calls, the same calls, or less? Now let me simplify it even more than this, okay? This is so simple. This will change your life if you can do this. Is same even possible? More's possible, right? I can do more speaking engagements. I can sell more books. I can sell more cars. I can go more places. I could have more kids. But is same even possible? Less is possible. Would you agree? I can sell less books, less speaking gigs, travel less. But is same even possible? I would suggest to you that same is actually less, always in every case. So if I'm going to make the same amount of phone calls this month as I made last month, I guarantee you will end up with less every time, every time. Because even when you die, which would appear to be the same, it's a flat line and your body will decompose. All of us in the room will have this experience. They'll put you in a box, drop you in the ground. We'll go check on you a couple years from now, and you will not be the same. Would you agree with that? It is impossible to actually maintain same. It's impossible. It's a flat line, and it's a flat line for a reason. I'm speaking to a bunch of surgeons Saturday in Miami. Don't know what I'm going to talk to them about. What do you talk to a surgeon about? All their customers are laydowns. Right? You got a captive audience. You can do anything you want to them once you put them under. What do I talk to a bunch of surgeons about? I don't know. I really don't know what I talk to them about. But I guarantee you this, if you're on planet Earth, you're interested in more. Kids are interested in more. You know why I know for sure more is a good thing? Because children want more. And children are innocent. Children are more right than adults more often than not. Children are more often right than adults. The little kid wants some more. He wants to play more. She wants more dials. She's right. It's the parent that's wrong. You got enough toys. How many of you told your kids that before? You got enough toys. No, I don't. You've had enough of these, okay? See, the truth is, most people, the only time they know when to get more is when it's not good for them. People can't stop the things that are bad for them and can't start the things that are good for them unless they had a simple formula. And the simple formula would be this: every decision is more or less. If I do the same number this quarter that I did last quarter, I'm going to end up with less. And I'll tell you why. You got blueberries going up, milk's going up, strawberries going up. I was in Miami Beach the other day. I saw $14 strawberries. 1 carton, 14 bucks. And I bought them. And my daughters loved them. And I don't care. Why? Because I'm going to get more. I'm going to get somebody else to replace that. Remember, anybody that tells you more is not a good thing is somebody that's what? They've already given up. They've given up. They've given up on the concept of more. They went for more in their life. They got spanked by the economy, the market, the girl, the manager, the phone, right? The phone bit them. They made a bunch of phone calls. They went home that night. They worked their buns off that day. They go in late at 10:30 at night, did all the right things. He gets to his house. He walks in. His wife says, "Where you been all day? Where you been all day?" "Where I've been taking care of you, babe. That's where I've been." that car business stuff, that's just ridiculous. You don't have any quality time for the family. See, he just got spanked. Would you agree? What's he thinking right now? Man, more's not a good thing. So I got to come up with some ways to just keep it where it's at. And this is what happens to your organization. This is what can happen to the entire fabric of a country that starts accepting less under the disguise of something called sane. This didn't happen 100 years ago in this country. Dude, everybody wanted more. Every person, every immigrant in this country was fighting for what? More. They wanted more because they didn't have anything. Now you got this whole middle class in America that's sagged out with accepting whatever they have, saying, man, if I could just hold on to what I have. And it's impossible. So my suggestion to you is this: go for more. What stands between me and more? If I want to double my book sales, what stands between me? Competition of other books? Maybe. Number two, more missed opportunities. I don't have enough people in my organization to take a phone call. I can't travel enough. I can't pitch enough. I can't do enough presentations. I missed an opportunity. I missed a window. Miley Cyrus steals some book sales from me because she gets all the attention for a couple of months. Is that possible? Sure, man. Miley Cyrus could cost me a book sale. If I don't know how to jump on that energy, if I don't know how to grab that wrecking ball to push my book sales. The third thing, the one you need to be most concerned with, is the acceptance of average. The acceptance of average is the thing that destroys all great companies and will even allow entire industries to deteriorate. The acceptance of whatever is the status quo. This is in your dealerships. It's at home, man. It's in your schools. It's in your kids' schools. Would you agree? I got through a college education with the acceptance of average. I remember going through entire classes of law school. Never cracked a book, never looked at anything. Got my D+ or C- or whatever I talked them into. Couldn't even get a passing grade in a couple of courses. Go to the teacher. Hey, how about 500? How about 500? We fix that. How about I give you 500 to your charity? We fix that. Okay? Look, you got people getting out of school with good grades right now. Can't get a job. Would you agree? You got people getting out of school with good grades, good schools, and they're a barista at Starbucks. And they're going to accept it as, oh, well, that's the way it is. They're getting spanked by the marketplace. This book, The 10X Rule, this book is for any executive that demands more from yourself, your family, okay? See, when I operate under more, then I start making good decisions in my life. When I see my daughter walk up to a stranger, I no longer say, don't talk to the stranger. I say, oh, go talk to him. You should go talk to strangers, baby doll. We're on a plane coming from Venezuela. Some of you may have heard this story because it's become quite popular. And my daughter, we're at 37,000 feet. My daughter's like, Papa, I want some cookies. I said, baby, you want cookies? There's no shortage of cookies. It's too loud? You got to talk to them, sir. You got to talk to them. These people want more. What can I tell you? Haters everywhere. Got to get a hater. Every time I get a hater, I get more money in my bank. Every damn time. Stacking haters is stacking paper. That's my belief. Okay? You got to get the criticism to get the hate. It's impossible. You can't please everybody. I'm not running for office. You shouldn't be running for office. You cannot please every customer you have. It's impossible. It is impossible. No matter what price you sell at, how you treat people, how many agree with this? You cannot please everybody. It's impossible. So my daughter tells me, she's like, Papa, I want some cookies. I'm like, baby, look, we're at 37,000 feet. There's 150 people on this plane. They're called strangers. They're called strangers because you don't know them. You want to go work those 150 people? Because I ain't got any cookies. I ain't the cookie monster. I'm your papa. I teach you how to get shit, okay? And she's like, where do I get the cookies from? Where do I get the cookies from, Papa? I said, look, anybody you don't know on this plane probably got some cookies. I would start with the flight attendant myself. Where's the flight attendant, Papa? She's 3 years old. I said, that man right there is a flight attendant. Jared? That man right there is a flight attendant, right? Okay, what do I tell him? I said, you walk up to him and you say, hey, mister, you got some cookies? She popped out of her chair. She was jacked, man. She pops up in front of this guy. She's like, hey, mister, you got some cookies? He didn't even look around. He didn't look in his galley. He just says, no, I don't have any. And she looked at him and said, check. And what did he do? He found cookies. He gives her the cookies. She comes to me, Papa, Papa, look what I got, Papa. I said, baby, that's more. That's more. That's cookies. That's you getting what you want. That's your life. That's everything that's going to happen to you for the next 50, 60, 70 years. If you can kill it, you can eat it. If you can go to a stranger, confront a stranger, and ask them for what you want, you will get what you want in life. Now, how many cookies in there? She's like, 4. I said, good, give me 2 of them. That's a split deal. It's a split deal, baby. She gave me the 2 cookies. I ate mine. She ate hers. She spilled most of hers. She gets done with her cookies, and what does she want? Papa, I want some more cookies. I said, baby, they got 130 people left to work on this plane. They're strangers. Strangers have everything you want in your life. How many parents here again? How many of you told your kids not to talk to strangers? Yeah. How many employees do you have, salespeople, service writers, and other employees in your organization that you think were told the same thing by their parents? They were all told that, would you agree? That's an American phrase, don't talk to strangers. Right? Now you know why your people don't prospect. Now you know why they don't prospect. Why? Because they've been told what? More is a bad thing. I shouldn't talk to more people. More is dangerous. If I go talk to this man because I don't know him, I'm actually in danger. The truth is, the chances of something bad happening to me talking to this man is almost impossible. Would you agree? But the media tells you what? Something bad's going to happen because that's the only one they report. So, look, you can just take off the first 2. The first 2 are not your problem, and then we'll go to the next slide. The acceptance of average is the ultimate problem. The more formula is this. This is so simple. Hey, first identify what you want. Maybe you want to start another business. You want to go buy apartment buildings. Good. You just identify, I want 100 units. You don't figure out how to get the 100 units. Just identify clearly what it is you want. I want to write a book. Good, that'll be more. You hadn't written a book yet. I want to write a book. Number 2 thing you'll do is identify what is in the way of you writing that book or buying those apartments. What's in the way? Is there something in the way? Is there something? Okay? The first book I wrote took me 50 years to write this book. I've been wanting to write a book since I was like 7 years old. I don't know. Ever since I was a little kid, I liked to write. I'm like, I want to write a book. I didn't write this book until I was 51 years old, and I wrote it in 3 hours. What was standing in my way for 48 years? 43 years? What was, I don't know. What was it? Maybe I didn't have anybody around me saying, hey, write a book. Maybe I had a bunch of false information like writer's block, or I don't know how to get a publisher, or what do I do with a book, and what's a book cover, and how long should a book be? See, I got to find out what's standing in the way. Something is standing in the way of more. When you got as much energy as I have, and I'm pushing on something, I'm pushing on some objective, some target, some month, something, and I'm pushing as hard as I can. For those of you in the room who have that kind of energy and tenacity and push, that drive, and you're not getting what you want, you just need to go back to this. Identify what's wanted, identify what's in the way, remove the blocks. Remove the blocks. There's something in my way. Maybe I'm married to the wrong person. Maybe my mom and my dad are giving me bad information. Is that possible? My mom, every single business that I started in my career, my mother told me, don't do it. My mom loved me to death, man. My mom was a good person. But you see, my mom didn't have this inner drive that I had to succeed. She came up off of food stamps. Anything was better than food stamps. And she lived during a period of time where, after the 20s, look, I mean, if you survived the food stamp era and you just worked and had a good job and made the right moves and invested a little bit of money long term in a bank or a treasury bill or into the stock market, there's a chance you ended up in the middle class. Would you agree? So my mother just watched that happen. But you're seeing the middle class now deteriorate. People are falling into poverty. People that were making lots of money are falling into jobless and homeless situations because there's blocks. One of the blocks that you don't know about right now is the financial underpinnings of the U.S. economy. The conditions of the U.S. economy have not improved any since 2008. You still have underpinnings that are dangerous. Would you agree? You just need one little blip, one little problem, okay, that you hadn't planned on, and it could stop the automobile business. See, for me, those things drive me to more. Those things those things say, hey, don't make one call, make 10 calls. Don't make $1 million, make 10 million. If you're making 10 million, make 100 million. If you're making 100 million, go for $1 billion. If your target's $1 billion, why don't you just make it 10 billion? Because there's no way more is a bad thing. There's no way more money for you and your company is a bad thing. The fourth thing you do is add skills. You don't add skills first. For 25 years, I've been adding skills before I found out what somebody wanted, find out what the blocks are, and just get rid of the blocks. What are the blocks? Like in my organization, the first thing I do in my organization is we fire people before we add skills. We get rid of negative people. I get rid of the crybabies. I get rid of the complainers, and I get rid of the average people. And I'll do it over and over and over again because my commitment, my wife's commitment, and the people that are most important to me in my company are on board for 10. They're on board for the number of 10. Any goal that you have, you go home tonight, any goal that you have, I would just encourage you and invite you. I don't care how much time you have. This man has less time probably than Luke does. He'll use time in his consideration. We don't know that. Luke could die tonight. It could happen. Right? I hope it doesn't happen. It could happen. How many of you know bad things that have happened to good people? Guy could have a heart attack tonight. Who knows? He's in great shape. Bad things happen to good people. We don't know how long he's going to live. Hey, most of America is going to outlive their money. You know that almost 80% of all Americans have no money in a savings account? None, zero. Some of them have $10,000, won't last them, okay? He could live till he's 95. Most people are going to have a long life and short on money because they didn't go for more. So you're going to add the skill last. You're going to add the skill last. I'm going to sit down with your people and find out, dude, what are you thinking? I'm 40 grand a year. I'm good on 40 grand a year. Good. Why don't we put a program together for 10 times that and see how excited you are every day, my little brother? See, because you're talking to him about getting to 46. I'm going to talk to him about getting to 400. Put a plan together for 400 grand, not 46,000. Because his problem right now is his think is not big enough. Most people do not go after goals, don't write their goals, aren't goal-oriented because their goal is too small. How many of you believe this statement? It takes as much effort to earn $1 million as it does $10,000. Dude, the only thing that's got to change is the think and the action. Okay? The problem with $10,000 is it's harder to live on than $1 million. Would you agree?
Yes.
It's just harder to live on 10,000 than it is to make moves with the other. But they're both going to be work. Is that it? These are the takeaways I would invite you to walk away with, okay? Only more can give you the security you want. Only more time with my wife can give my relationship with my wife the security I want. This whole idea about balance, I need balance in my life. I don't want balance. I don't contract to get balance. I expand to get balance. So if I'm not spending enough time with my wife, I don't cut my road schedule down. I don't cut my commitments down. You know what I do? I spend more time with my wife. You understand? I don't compromise these two things in order to fix this one thing. What I do is I just push out on this one thing. It's like a tire, okay? If a tire's flat on one side, once you patch it, all you do is blow air into it. And you let the whole thing fill up. You just fill it up as much as possible. The areas in your life that you feel are out of balance, all you got to do is blow more energy into those spaces. Make those spaces bigger. Don't try to contract the other two. Because what you're going to do, if I cut my schedule, cut my commitments to spend more time with my wife, I basically said what? Oh, I got to pull these in to have this. And it's not true. The most successful people I've known in my lifetime, dude, they want it all in every area. They're greedy people. Dude, they're greedy and they don't mind being greedy. Babies are greedy. They want it all. Would you agree? When I'm hungry, I want to be fed. When my diaper's dirty, I want it to be cleaned. I'm greedy. I want more in every area, not some of the areas. Number two, your takeaway, the same. I spent the same time with my wife this month that I spent with her last month, and I'm going to get in trouble in my relationship, guarantee you. I spend the same time with my little girls this month, this week, that I did last week. I'm going to end up in trouble because sooner or later, I'm not going to have any time with those kids. Sooner or later, they're going to have no interest in Papa. because they're going to get their cookies from somebody else. Number 3, focus on the potential, not where you are. I always focus on my potential, the gap, what I call the gap, the difference between my reality, what I'm getting right now, what I'm doing in the marketplace, and my potential is what I'm always keeping my attention on. And the last thing is demand greatness in all areas of your life. Greatness does not come without training, and it does not come without the demand for more. The 10X rule is about you getting more, okay? We're going to be giving copies of this to everyone. I think we're going to take a couple of questions, right?
Yes, we are. Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging around, and to Grant Cardone. We're going to take some questions from the audience as well, so if you have a question for Grant, please come up to me and let me know. Before we get to the questions from the audience, I just got to ask you, because I just read it and I still don't understand it. What is up with this new show, Whatever It Takes? What is that all about?
Well, I'm producing a TV show. I'm funding 6 episodes, and I'm going to bring it to the networks and sell it. And the reason, it came out of this more formula. It came out of the idea that I can't get the people I want. I can't hire the people I want under the traditional hiring practices in America. And I think that there's a lot of great people being overlooked because there's so many average people in the marketplace. We moved to Miami from Los Angeles, which was an easy decision for me. I was in Los Angeles. They raised the taxes from 10.3 to 13.3. That was more for them and less for me. I don't want less. I called my wife and said, baby, we're moving out of the state of California. I'm putting the house up for sale. We're going away. Oh my God, we got our friends here. Don't matter, baby. The commitment's more, okay? One way to get more is to cut the state of California out. I'm not going to give them the money. My wife's on the program with me for more, so we moved. We pack up the kids. We moved to Miami. I can't hire people there. We run an ads. 800 people respond to the ad on Craigslist. I can't interview 800 people. Out of 800 people that we did interview and wasted a bunch of time interviewing, we hired 2 of them and lost 1 of them in 30 days. I don't know what I'm getting in a job interview. You don't know what you're getting. No matter how many ways you test these people, you don't find out one thing. Do they have, are they willing to do whatever it takes? Whatever it takes. So we're doing a TV show basically where I bring people in, tell them I'm not doing a job interview. We're doing a casting and a TV show where I'm going to put them through a series of challenges, and I'm going to find out, no matter what their resume said, their grades, I'm going to find out, dude, do you have whatever it takes?
That sounds pretty cool. I can't wait to see that, Grant. Okay, we do have some really great questions from our online audience. For instance, Steve wrote in, he says, the more formulas kind of sounds like a greedy concept. When is enough enough? And Andy followed up with a kind of a similar question, and he said, well, when should a person ever be satisfied? What do you have to say to those people?
I think a spiritual being should never be satisfied. You know, just imagine God. Just imagine God saying, okay, forests, mountains, butterflies, I'm done. I'm done with that, okay? That was enough. That was it. That would have impressed everybody, right? But he didn't. What did he say? More. So anybody this person that's asking right now, look, you're just being held down by other people. The blocks you have is possibly your education, the teachers that brought you up, maybe a nanny you had, maybe a mother or a father. Is there a chance that his father gave up somewhere along the way and said, hey, this is all I can get with my job. I'm working in Detroit. I'm a union guy. This is all the money I can make. I can't be a salesman. I can only be a mechanic. I have to stay in Detroit even though 1,200,000 people are moving out of there. I can't leave because the kids are in the school, so I have to accept less. People basically just make a decision and justify less rather than more.
Well, I have a great question that came in, and this is from Chris. And I think this is a question that everyone wants to know. Can anyone get more? Or are there some people who can't get more?
Warren Buffett was on CNBC this morning and said, your zip code, the zip code that you live in clearly suggests an ability or inability, a possibility that you're going to get what you want in life. That the American dream is actually being eliminated factually, he says, that some zip codes just don't have it. But that doesn't explain how some people are coming out of bad zip codes and making it. I think any person can have more. I think any person that's committed to having more and has the spouse, the kids, the support, and the business, and a bunch of employees that are all thinking, training, educating, drinking more, thinking about more, educating on more every day, doing webinars like this, like you're doing. This isn't about motivation. This isn't a motivational speech. This is a formula. What is your company? What are your kids? What is your family going for? Are they going for more? Or are they going for less?
If we don't have any questions from our live audience, oh, we do? Oh, please come up here, sir. I can't hear.
Does more salespeople sell more cars?
Well, certainly, you know, if I have 20 salespeople rather than 12 salespeople and they're averaging 10 cars a month, which is a terrible average that you guys, a terrible formula that you use. You're like, hey, I want 20 guys to do 200. So, I want 200. So your calculation is I need 20 guys. I mean, really the right formula is, no, I want 20 guys doing 20. And then I want to add 10. And then I want to add another 10. And I want to keep pushing the guys. I mean, you want more. You want more production from each one of them. And if they're going to agree to same, hey, I'm good, is there a chance that they're a block by being an example to average in the organization? Remember, the number one block to more, there's only one major block to more. It's the acceptance of average as a survival tactic.
Well, we have another great question from the audience. This one comes from Manuel. And he says, you know, you are doing extraordinary things to find quality salespeople in the industry to come and work for you. Okay, well, dealerships need those kind of quality people too. So what can dealerships do to find those kind of really top quality salespeople that you're putting a TV show on to find? So what can dealerships do? Do you have any advice for Manuel?
See, this TV show is going to cost me money, but it costs me money to hire people that don't do whatever it takes. It costs me money to hire a guy, keep him 3 months, and find out he's just lazy. Yeah, he's got a good resume, he's got a good pedigree, he's got good grades, and he sold me. But dude, he won't pick up. He won't pick up after himself. He won't come in early. He won't stay late. He won't make the extra phone call. He won't do the hard thing. I'm willing to do more than he is. So look, I will do whatever it takes. I'll fail as many times as I have to find unbelievable people. See, if you think there's no good people, you have made the decision, part of the formula, to say what? I'm going for less. I hear car dealers all the time. There's no good people. You have made the decision to accept less. And I haven't. I'm like, no, I want more. There's 7 billion people on planet Earth. If I got to import them from other parts of the country or the world, if I got to fly them in, people don't cost you money. People don't cost you money. Sales cost you money, right? Missed opportunities cost you money, not people. So if you got to pay people more, if you got to stagger pay plans, if you could hire LeBron James for your team, would you pay him more than a guy that can't make shots? But most car dealerships have the same pay plan for everybody.
Well, with that, and if we don't have any other questions from the audience, then all I can say is thank you, Grant Cardone. You were wonderful. I can't wait for that new television show, man.
And tonight I'm going to be at DealerOn Run Bar between 8 and 10:30, partying, having fun, getting more of that. You guys have worked hard enough, long enough. You've learned a lot. Tonight, come party with us and get some more, all right? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Grant. You were wonderful. Of course, we did record this session, so if anyone would like to see it later on, we will be posting it on DealerOn.com. Just go to DealerOn.com/webinars and click on the on-demand webinar link. And from there, you can view our webinars or see any of our past webinars or even sign up for some new webinars that we have coming up. Now, I want to let you know that our friends at Grant Cardone Enterprises are giving away fantastic prizes today on the webinar. So if you haven't gotten your copy of the 10X rule, well, you know what? We only had 100 to go around. So see if you can find somebody. I know, are they all gone? Are all the books gone? I think maybe all the books might be gone. But for our online audience, just fill out the post-webinar survey, and we're going to pick 5 people randomly to also win an autographed copy of the 10X rule. And invitations will be going out tomorrow for our next webinar.
Are we going to give away one seat in my school?
Are we doing that?
Yeah. How do we do that? Okay. The first person online that can tell me Let me see, Jared, what's a good test? I'm going to give a free ticket to our management school in Orlando for whatever dealership wins this. It's online. It's a 4-day school in Orlando. You got to get yourself there, but we'll pay the ticket. It's worth $2,000. The first person that can post how much money I lost last night, closest to that number wins a free ticket to the school.
How much money playing blackjack?
But yeah, playing blackjack. And I did lose. Okay. It's a bad formula. I had a losing formula last night.
I don't think it was quite that much. Somebody guessed $80,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. No, it wasn't $80,000. It was considerably less than that. But I'll keep an eye out to see if anyone gets it close. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, invitations will be going out tomorrow for next week's webinar. Who let the data out? This is about data security and the mistakes that dealers are making and how to avoid them. This is going to be with Russell Grant, Vice President of Sales at J&L Marketing. And every day, dealers unwittingly put their most valuable asset, their data, at risk. One mistake can lead to a breach in data security that can have devastating effects on a dealership, its reputation, and its customers. Russell Grant is a data security expert. He's actually here at the Digital Dealer Convention, so if you want to go and check him out and see him live, you can certainly do so. Anyway, in this free 1-hour webinar, dealers will learn the 5 most common mistakes dealers make when it comes to data security and how to avoid them. This powerful presentation opens with case studies and also focuses on how to establish internal best practices with employees to protect a dealership's data and how to identify vendors with the critical policies, processes, and procedures essential to keeping a dealership's data secure, as well as the forms and checklists that help guide dealerships to accomplish both of those tasks. If you're ready to finally ensure your dealership's data security, then this is a presentation you can't afford to miss. It's going to be another fabulous presentation by your friends at DealerOn. Please don't forget, DealerOn's weekly webinars are held every Thursday, 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Of course, unless we're at Digital Dealer and we have Grant Cardone speaking. So thank you very much for being here today. We have some great webinar subjects planned for this year, but if you haven't signed up yet for the DealerOn webinars, please do so. Just sign up for one and you're on our list forever and ever. And if you'd like to ask me any questions or topics or suggestions for our webinar series, please get in touch with me. My name is Eliana. I can be reached at eliana@dealeron.com, and I'm on all the automotive social networks, Twitter and Facebook as well. And I look forward to hearing from you. Track me down online. And thank you all so very much for spending this time with us today, and I hope to see you all on a future webinar in our continuing education series. Thank you so much.